As every PvP content creator will, it's time to complain about sbmm. And God, I absolutely hate it. sbmm, if you somehow don't know, stands for skill-based matchmaking, an algorithm that is designed to match players of a certain skill with other players of a certain skill. And that doesn't sound so bad. Hell, it's even good for a competitive playlist. However, things are not like that, and the issue with sbmm is not that simple. So, for background gameplay, I am going to show the raw footage from recording the next video of the worst matches I played, and I will admit this was a good week. However, I still had a ton of awful matches, and you might be like, oh, you're using a 180 hand cannon and that's why you're struggling or something like that. The 180 hand cannon is not the problem. In fact, there's a bunch of examples right on screen now from before the mid-season patch where they basically made the sbmm even worse, where I was essentially just using the same loadout that I was using for most of the background gameplay. So back to the topic. The problem with skill-based matchmaking is when you add it to the main casual playlists. For Destiny it'll be Control and Iron Banner, even the Rotator playlist if you believe it's in there. For Fortnite it's the normal Battle Royale modes, for Call of Duty it's your Team Deathmatch, Hardpoint, Kill Confirmed, Ground Wars, whatever COD's version of Control is called again. Halo, it's Slayer, Big Team Battle, and even Infected. Yeah, 343 for some reasons I didn't Infected was the method when it's per sbmm. For Battlefield it'll be Conquest, for Overwatch it'll be Quick Play, Apex again, Battle Royale, and if you notice that is basically every main shooter. There is pretty much no escape from it and it makes matches absolutely hell on even the above average range. And I believe the point of putting sbmm in every casual playlist to exist ever is to keep all the bad players in their own little box and stop them from finding anyone better than them so they don't have a want to stop playing, which then makes them more likely to look at the cash shop or see a nice looking cosmetic and then more likely to spend money, as worse players are obviously the majority of people. And that is all these corporations want, money. And that's why I believe you will see it in every big game. And I can slightly understand sbmm existing in a Battle Royale, for example, as that is by nature a far more competitive game, and generally since it's a 100-player pool, it's a lot less annoying to deal with. That is until you get into high-score Fortnite, for example. However, for other games with respawns, like every non-Battle Royale game I've mentioned above, it just makes the game worse, because you never see bad players. You're pretty much only going to fight people who are as good or better than you, which then causes a number of things. Firstly, matches are less fun and more competitive. You have to try in your matches a lot more, and I'm going to use Destiny as my main example, as that's what the channel's about. You cannot just jump into Control anymore with a goofy loadout and have fun if you're vaguely decent at the game, because you're just going to get met with people treating it as a scrim match because you're, again, all fighting players are as good or better than you, which then causes a second thing, the meta becoming significantly more common. Maybe you end up in the sbmm blind spot, that area between 0.9 and 1.1 KD, where the game doesn't know if it wants to put you in the gamer lobbies or the bad lobbies, so you have to put on meta to compete in the good player lobbies, eventually drop back down, and then stomp the bad player lobbies, getting put right back up there with the good players. Which generally you can't have fun in the higher tier lobbies as you usually do with your normal setup, so you swap to the meta to compete and then can never take it off. And this then spreads to other people, or you are one of the people who suddenly started taking Control super seriously, and then when you see your 2KD, not farmed, drop, so now you harder and meta even more than before, which then spreads backwards to other people, which then goes back to the first point of games just not being fun and super competitive in the casual playlist. The playlist you go into if you want to chill out, have fun in PvP. You know, the one right next to the one branded competitive, and they are the two biggest playlists in the menu. The next point I'd like to bring up is matchmaking times. They get longer as time or season goes on, as less players are on, or you get to higher skill tiers having upwards of a minute or 30-minute matchmaking times, depending on location, skill bracket, and time zone. Then there's a lag as connection is not prioritized, meaning you can get someone playing off the phone data at 5 kilobit per second with 300 ping, somehow not disconnecting from the game every 2 seconds, and it's impossible to kill, especially in Destiny, because we are one of the few games in 2023 still to use peer-to-peer servers. Then there's the fact that the system existing will actively punish you for getting better at the game, by throwing everything above you and giving you harder and harder and less enjoyable and worse connection, meta-heavy matches that take longer to get into, which is just excessively demotivating, annoying, and downright awful. Then there is the worst issue caused by SBMM. The fact that I just cannot play with my friends anymore. I can deal with everything else mentioned here actually, if it allows more people to have a better time, and I do deal with it. I am constantly the highest kills on my team, positive KD most of my matches. But with the fact that I cannot play with my friends without dragging them into matches they don't want to play because my skill level is higher than theirs, and I end up putting them into my lobbies, and my lobbies can be fucking awful. I just cannot get beyond that. And it's annoying, basically. The main person I play Destiny with has literally had to stop playing in the last 4 play sessions because it's gotten that bad for him. And I don't like that at all. This is an inexplicable level of shadiness that I just hate, just so Corps can get more money in their hands. And then I see the bad players and dick writers for all these games avidly defend it, and I'm like, oh, you only want connection base so you can stomp all over bad players and all this stupid shit. And it gets me frustrated beyond belief. SBMM is killing the PvP genre. It's pushing away the good players, the ones who care, and leaving the rest to be preyed upon by corporate greed and constant monetization. And I hate how people just don't see it. Like, please, open your eyes and think for 2 seconds. I don't want SBMM gone because I want to stomp on people, I want to enjoy the game. To jump in a PvP game and quickly get into a match to mess about with some dumb loadout with my friends and have fun. That is all I want. And that is why I think SBMM is a plague. So yeah, thanks for listening. I've wanted to rant about SBMM for ages. Like, sub, whatever, next video, word of Kura, and adios.